In this training, we will not only discuss the awareness means under which class, which type of information we will have. Not only this awareness, but also the implementation protocol that is provided for each class and subclass. Because when we people know about the class of the ISO 45001-2018, that after this, we also need the documented information and the evidence of implementation, because we develop a standard for the requirements, because we have different requirements, and different requirements we cover in different classes of the ISO. Like we have different requirements for health and safety in our organization, and for this we develop different classes of the ISO 45001-2018, and each class and subclass having some documented information, because when we are audited by third party or first party or second party, then we have to show them the documented information. And when there is some documented information, we have how we will merge this with different classes and subclasses of the ISO 45001-2018 standards. This standard is for the health and safety international standard. Before 2018, it was coming OSAS 18-001-2007. This was BSI standard, but now currently it is the ISO standard since September 2018. So now let's start this one by one. It's about my introduction. And I am the IRCA member as a lead auditor since August 2015. And the IRCA, I have the IRCA membership as a lead auditor for the ISO 45001-2018 standard. And I also have teaching experience of the lead auditor for the not only for the 45001, but also for the 14 and 9001, food safety 22, and also the business continuity. And I'm also auditor as well as the lead auditor for the ISO RCA membership, also the IO CERT membership. And I have my NEBOSH from 2011 from NTC National Training Institute, and I also have OSH RDF level 6 diploma, and I am the fruit trainer for the NEBOSH IGC, and also before I was also the practical assessor for the GC3, but now GC3 we don't have. Since 2019, the standard is now their paper pattern is changed. Now we have two papers now currently IG1, IG2. Now they change GIG1, GIG2. So now they check this in the UK, but still they will come to us. I have 25 years experience in the field of QHSE and Master in Applied Chemistry from University of Peshawar, 1997. So what's the aim of this course? So now the aim of this course is to provide students with the knowledge and skills required to perform first-party audit of occupational safety and health management system against ISO 45001-2018. All references to ISO standard in this document are to the current version unless stated otherwise. Now, when this system changed from ISO, like the OSAS 18-001 to 007, then after this, there were some changes. But now currently, this long time ago, so we will not go for this. More changes, what were the changes? But we need like some clarification, then we will have to discuss here. Now, all the management systems based on the PDCA. The ISO standards we develop based on the PDCA, plan, do, check, test. So what is plan, do, check, test? Like establish objective, program and process necessary to deliver results and according with the organization OHSMS policy. Do implement the process as planned. Check, monitor and measure activities and process with regard to the OHS policy and objectives and report the results. Take action to continually improve the OHS performance to achieve the intended outcomes. Now let's see, we have this PDCA. If we see here, if we see here, there are 10 classes in the ISO standards. All the ISO standards, they have 10 classes. That is for the certification based on 10 classes. So what will be in the class 1, class 2, class 3 up to 10? So it start from class number 4. So now class number 4 and class number 4, then 4 we have subclass 4.1, 4.2, 4.3 and 4.5. These are the planning part along with the class number 6. So 4 and 6 and also combining 5. They are making the P part, context of the organization. Now leadership and worker participation, and the 6th one is planning. So this forming the P part. Now once we coming to the D part, like the D. The D is also class number 5, and apart from this, also class number 7 and class number 8. Now once we coming to the C part, in the C part we have performance evaluation. So this performance evaluation will be done by the class number 5, leadership, workers and workers participation. This is so when we are talking about the P, the D, the C, and the A, the class number 5 will be part of this. So it means that class number 5 is more important and it's combined with the P, the D, the C, and the A. Because it's the leadership. In any organization, if the top management, leadership, and commitment is in place, then we will have P, we will have D, we will have C, and we will have A. So it means that when we are talking about the PDCA, we classify the 10 classes with the PDCA. How? Like class number 4, class number 5, and class number 6 are making the class number, the P part. The D, class number 7, class number 8 plus class number 5, making the D. Now class number 5, class number 9, making the C. Class number 10, class number 5, making the A part. So PDCA is totally covered in the different classes from 4 up to 10 with the PDCA. If you want to have this PDCA in more details, one video is there on my YouTube channel, so you can search and you can understand this way. Now, once we come here, the requirements. So these are the different classes. Over here you see new Annex SL. This wording came from Annex SL wording came in 2015. In the ISO standards before 2015, the classes and subclasses were not like this, 10 classes. It's better to little bit talk about other standards also. Like the quality standard, this time was ISO 9001-2008. From 2008 to 2015, there were only 8 classes. And similarly in ISO 2004. From 2004 to 2005, only 4 classes were there. And similarly, when this ISO 45001 was complying with the standard, or it was the standard of BSI, again over here we were have 4 classes. But now currently in 2015, although all the auditing standards for the ISO, now we have 10 classes. Why they make 10 classes? Because these 10 classes, when we give a proper structure based on the ISO skeleton, it makes us very simple for the integration. Yeah, in your organization, Siddharth Sahab, you have the IMS or separate manual?
No, we have a separate manual.
Separate manual for quality, separate manual for health and safety.
Yes.
Because some companies, they have IMS, integrated management system. Like see, for the quality, we have management review. For the quality, we have policy. For the quality, we have internal audit. Similarly, this also we have for the health and safety and for the environment. And if we also have some like compliance standard like the ADOSH SF. We also can merge this with the ISO standards. So why they mix they made like the SL the Annex SL structure. The Annex SL structure means it is the classes and subclasses. Clear?
Okay. Yes,
And
sir.
there will be a proper structure. And what's the structure like? See, we are now talking about the ISO 45001. So the policy will be in class number 5.2. Now similarly the quality policy in the ISO 9001 will be also there in the 5.2. The environmental also will be there in 5.2.
2.
In the food safety 5.2. Now
Okay, sir.
the objective will be in 6.2. So all the ISO standards, the standards who are auditable will in 6.2 will have the objective and targets. Clear, please?
Yes,
So
sir. Clear.
that's why they make the Annex SL structure clear to merge the systems in similar way and to make like integrated management system.
Okay.
And apart from this, it also provide us a um, it also provide us a proper skeletal structure and easily understandable and easy approach for the implementation. So now we will have this one by one. It's coming, inshallah. So now we are coming to the class number 1, 2, and 3. Class number 1 is the scope. Before 2015, the scope was in all ISO standards was in class number, not class, class, CLAUSE, class number 1, class number 1, and class number 1, and normative references, class number 2, terms and definition, class number 3. But over here, when we are coming to class number 4, in class number 4, we also see here 4.2 as also a class number 4.3 is also talking about the scope. So when we are talking about the scope in the current ISO standard, it will be in class number 1, also in class number 4.3. Clear, please?
Yes, sir.
Because see, when we are working with the client, or if we are client, then it's very, and we have a contracted work. It is very difficult for us to manage the contract. So when we starting any project, before this, the scope of the project will be clear. This is required. Scope of the project will
To be
be
clear.
clearly defined. In the boundaries of scope will be also defined. one time I developed for one company a management system. Then they give me some works, and they told me, you are the one who developing for us the document, so you also have to do this for us. I told this behind the scope of our work. This is not in our scope. Then he requested me, then I guide them. So always scope of work will be clearly defined. If the scope of work is not clearly defined, then it creates problem for our organization. So always try your best that the scope of work is clear. So as a HSE or QHSE practitioners, we have to know about the scope of work for any organization to whom we are working. Because sometimes we are working as a contractor for the client, or we are sometimes client and contractor work with us. Now, let's see, to make the workplace safe is not only the coming under the scope of client to provide safe place of work, but it is also in the scope of contractor. Agree or not agree?
Yes, sir. Agreed.
Yes, this is the main thing. Because sometimes we are having client on our side. So sometimes the client is telling us that you have your management system in place, but you have to comply with our management system. So yes, because I developed for one company the management system, and they told me we are currently working with the no. So let's see, in the management system, I put this internal audit will be conducted once in a year, annually. They told no, make this biannually. I told why? They told because we are working with the ADNOC, and ADNOC have our client is our client, and they have the requirement that the internal audit will be biannually and file drill quarterly. I told okay. Then we have to see if we are working as a contractor, we have to check the management system requirements of the client. Clear? Now we
Yes,
are
sir.
again here. So now over here, why they move focus on scope? Because if the scope is not properly covered in the class number 1, then we will shift auto to class number 4.3. Now, another thing, what is the scope? Like if you are a manufacturing company or if you are a contracting company, from here you will get your scope of work in the certificate. Let's see, your scope of work, where is defined your scope of work for your organization. If you see the license, the industrial license or the commercial license of your company, then over there on the license, it is your scope of work. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So the scope, if you go, your company have ISO certification?
Yes, sir. It has.
Okay. So your scope of work, if you see your 9001 certificate 14 and 45, over there you will see that where they put the scope of work in your certificate. So they are putting the scope of work in your certification from your license. It's clear?
Yes, sir.
So now, if sometimes you change the certification body, so in this case, you also have the previous certificate of your organization. When new certification body is coming, tell them this is our previous certificates, are sharing with them your license. Now, leadership and over here, scope of when we are talking more about the scope of work, like see, you have some more awareness of 9001.
No, sir.
I'm
Don't
just
have.
only telling you a little bit. Like see, you are uh, working currently in a construction, but you people do not have the design. You don't have the activity for the design. So when you are developing the system for the 9001, so which class is not applicable to your organization, you will describe over here that this class or subclass is not applicable for our organization. Clear?
Yes, sir.
This is for the 9001 2015. Clear? Now we are coming. But if you have, then no need. But the one that you don't have, you will write over here. Because if you are a building construction company, but the design is not your part, because the design you are getting from the client. Yes?
Yes, sir.
So now 8.3, the design part, we will write over here the design, because we are getting the design from the client. So this is not coming under our scope of work. Yes, now coming. So we will take this one by one. Scope. So now again why the scope is very important, because sometimes when we are working with the organizations, so sometime in the middle of the project, then there is some conflict come between the two parties. They have a contract. So that's why the scope should be clear. The standard is applicable to any organization that wish to establish an OHS management system to eliminate or minimize risk, implement, maintain, and continually improve an OHS management system. Demonstrate conformity with this ISO standard by making a self-determination and self-declaration, or seeking confirmation of its conformance by parties having an interest in organizations such as customer, or seeking confirmation of its self-declaration by a third party to the organization, external third party to the organization. So the scope is always, when we have scope of work, this some third party will be also involved in this. References. When we are talking about the references, in ISO, they have the references standards. References standard. Now, what is Annex SL? Annex SL. Annex SL define the framework for various management system standards, which is intent for development of new management system standards, revision of existing management standard. Because sometimes revision of existing management standard, sometimes we have the system is not updated, so we will have to update this. Now, MSS follows the following basic principles. Means this again, like when NXSL or this MSS coming, the same classes, subclasses, follows the following basic principles: market relevance to ensure it meets the needs of users, compatibility with other MSS, and facility integration, topic coverage adequate, flexibility applicable to organization in all sectors and cultures, irrespective of size, free trade permit free trade of goods and services, applicability of conformity assessment, the need for conformity assessment, exclusion not to include direct farms, ease of use, facilitate use of one or more MSs. Now, these are the references, NXSL, like class 1, class 2, up to class 10. So it means that MMS and NXSL are the high-level structure. HLS, MSS, NXSL are the classes, Now, we are just only having a little bit look on the hazards. Like the terms and definition. Terms and definition is clause number 3. Source, situation, or act with the potential for harm in terms of human injury or ill health are a combination of these. Hazard identification, process of recognizing that a hazard exists and defining its characteristics. When we are talking about the hazards, sometimes the hazards are not obvious, and we cannot understand the potential hazards. The potential hazards. Always, when we are doing the risk assessment, we have to identify the hazards. And never ever we will underestimate the hazards. The people who underestimate the hazards, they are always in problems. So never ever try to underestimate the hazards. So if we underestimate the hazards, then we will be in trouble. So never ever try to underestimate the hazards. So if we underestimate the hazards, then we will be in trouble. So never ever try to underestimate the hazards.
Hazards.
Because the hazards sometimes creating too much problem for us. Risk. Combination of the likelihood of an occurrence of a hazardous event or exposure and the severity of injury or ill health that can be caused by the event or exposure.
Social.
OHNS opportunity. OHNS opportunity. Circumstances are set of circumstances that can lead to improvement of OHS performance. Sometimes we are getting opportunity. Like sometimes we are getting loss. But when sometimes we get lost, but this small loss we have, we can recover, but we become more proactive. Agree?
Yes, sir.
This is a problem, you see. Acceptable risk that has been reduced to a level that can be tolerated by the organization, having regards to its legal obligation and its own health and safety policy. Now, risk assessment. Risk assessment process of evaluating the risk arising from a hazard, taking into account the existing control and deciding whether or not the risk is acceptable. Sometimes the risk is not acceptable for us. Ill health. Sometimes we have incidents, the ill health incidents we cannot imagine properly. But the safety accident everybody can see. Like see, we people are work in the office. So in the office, we are sitting the whole day. So we are getting stress, we are getting WRULD, and we have sometimes problem with the MSD. And apart from this, also the organization cultural risk. Because see, sometimes the employees, when they are working in any organization, they are not only work for the money. They also work for their comfort as well as respect. These 3-4 things are very important.
Yes.
So, because see, the ill health we cannot see, but the injury we can see, but the ill health we cannot see. Identifiable adverse physical or mental condition arising from and are made worse by a work activity and are work-related situations. Incident, work-related event in which an injury or ill health, regardless of severity or fatality occurred or could have occurred. Now, workplace, any physical location in which work-related activities are performed under the control of the organization. Like see, Where we are working, this is our workplace. Occupational health and safety. Occupational health and safety means something that we are getting from the work or workplace. Condition and factors that affect or could affect the health and safety of employees, workers, including temporary worker and contractor personnel, visitor and other people. OHS management system. When we are talking about the OHS management system, so what is a management system? OHS, part of an organization management system used to develop and implement its OHS policy and manage its OHS risk. OHS policy, overall intention and direction of an organization related to its OHS performance is formally expressed by top management. OHS objective. OHS goals in terms of OHS performance that an organization sets itself to achieve. OHS performance. The performance means your system is already approved from the SRA.
Sorry, sir.
Your Audit system is approved from the SRA, from the municipality.
Yeah, it is approved.
So who is conducting the audit?
Third party, and for our like internal, our HSE manager.
So it's better also give audit to us. I am conduct the audit. No?
Okay, sir. I will tell our company.
Because we also provide other trainings also. And also we provide the consultancy services, implementation services, okay? OHS performance, measurable result of an organization, management of its OHS risk. You are registered with the Adosh practitioner or no?
Yes, sir. I have registered recently, but still it is under process.
Still it is under process. How, yeah?
Like before 2 days, I have registered. So it is in process.
So today is the third day, right?
Yeah,
Now, after 1-2 days, you will get, inshallah.
inshallah.
Continual improvement, recurring process of enhancing the OHS management system in order to achieve improvement in overall OHS performance consistent with the organization OHS policy. Now here, document information in its supporting medium, interested party, person or group, inside or outside the workplace, concerned with or affected by the OHS performance of an organization. Now requirement. What is requirement? Need or expectation that is stated, generally implied or obligatory. Management system. Set up interrelated and interacting element of an organization. What is a management system? Set up interrelated and interacting element of an organization to establish policies and objectives and process to achieve those objectives.
Objective.
Policy, intention and direction of an organization is formally expressed by its top management. Objective, result to be achieved, injury and ill health, adverse effect on physical, mental or cognitive condition of a person. Process, set of interrelated and interactive activities which transform input into output. Procedure, specified way to carry out an activity or a process. Like see now. So in the process, we have different procedures. Now, what is occupational health? Occupational health of person is a very important aspect of business operation which needs to be suitably taken care of. OHSMS identifies adverse physical and mental conditions, physical and mental, arising from and are made worse by the work activity and or work-related situation and takes appropriate remedial action. So when we are talking about the occupational health, actually sometimes we are working in our organization, anywhere. What's the organization maybe? So over there, we are working. So it means that physical fitness, mental fitness, and also working for the welfare of the organization and the welfare of the globe, not harm the some, not creating problem for the organization and also for the common people and our relationship. So this is called occupational health. Like see, sometimes we have tension in our workplace, or sometimes we have some stress in our workplace. So sometimes means that our stress, not some people come under the influence of our professional life. This is very important. Like sometimes the people they have too much stress in the organization. What they are doing, they are completely devote themselves to the work and they don't have relationship or they are not giving time to their families. Then they have problems.
Yes.
This thing is very important because sometimes if we have too much work and we are not giving time to our family and our friends, then tomorrow we will be separate. What is safety? Ensures detection, elimination, reduction of unsafe working conditions. The unsafe condition can arise from a source, situation, or act with a potential for harm in terms of human injury or ill health, or a combination of these. So injury also and ill health also. What is a management? Management involves activities to direct, control, and continually improve the organization within appropriate structure. A management system uses a framework of resources to achieve an organization objective, include organizational structure, policies, planning activities, responsibilities, practices, procedures, and resources. Define a set of interrelated, or this is the definition, set interrelated or interacting element of an organization to establish policies and objectives and process to achieve those objectives. Like see, first of all, like see, first of all, when we develop the management system, first of all, the super top document is the policy. After the policy or to support the policy, we are developing our objective. And to achieve our objective, we are developing different procedures. So it means that the procedure support the objective.
Objective.
The objective support the
Policy.
and the policy support the management
Management.
or the organization. Clear? This is very important.
Yes, sir.
When you go for the interview, there are, like see, some people, like if you just only apply for the HSC, what is the difference? I will also, because see this training, Siddharth sir, this training is not only like a, just only a training. This is just only the discussion. This is called a discussion because you also have like experience and Alhamdulillah, you also have like good qualification, engineering background in the mechanical engineering this also. So it's already give you the information because you also can read from the books and you also have the sources like YouTube, also you have Googles and you have other AI. So they also give you some information. But why we have these trainings? Because in these trainings, we are discussing our experience. So in this case, our experience comes to action. So this is a discussion.
Yes.
Yes. So now uh, uh, now you are a safety officer. What is your role responsibilities?
Sir, my roles and responsibilities, the objective drafted by the management, I need to implement on the site, and I need to monitor that it is being carried out on the site, and I need to look after the health and safety of the employees working in my workplace, and also I need to look after the assets of the company, that it should not get harmed.
Yes, good. Now, once you become the safety engineer, then what will be your roles and responsibilities? Because currently you are safety officer, yes?
Yes, sir.
After this, once you promoted, then what will be your job profile?
Sir, as an HSE engineer, I will have to carry out the risk assessment and
Yes.
all the documentations of required for this HSC field. And
Your current project, yes?
yes,
So now, once you go for the interview of for the HSC engineer, your main focus is the documentation point of view.
yes, sir.
Develop different procedures, system procedures, OCPs, these things. Now, by the way, see some people, they don't have the, like we say, they don't have the idea of the organization and they consider we are HSC engineer and even they don't know about the documentation. Agree?
Yes, sir.
This is the main thing. So if you go for the interview, they will ask you, what's a management system? A management system is part of the management system is the combination of policies, objectives, and procedures. Clear?
Yes, sir.
As per the scope of the organization.
Mm.
So once you know this, in the management system, we have high level document, top level are the top level document are the policy supported by objective and objective supported by the
Procedures.
procedures. And the procedures, we have two types of procedures. One is the system procedure, system. The system procedure is, like for this training, we have as per the ISO standards. 45001. We are talking about this standard. Now, in some standards, in some procedure, like the system procedures are the procedures in line with the requirement of the ISO standards. And for this system, the OCPs means operation control procedures. Operation control procedures.
Procedures.
And another thing is like this, we call this also the work instructions. Work instruction. We also call this SOP, standard operating procedure.
Procedure.
And after this, the system procedure, SP, system procedure. We have few system procedures and the OCPs are developed by the engineers. The company engineers. Like the contractor company, they have lot of procedures. For the housekeeping, they have procedure. If you see a snake, what you will do? For this, you will have procedure. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
See? Now, enforcement procedure. But, there is a but. Some procedures, like the system procedures, not the system procedures, but the procedure for the operation also should comply with the applicable legal requirement. With the applicable legal
Legal
requirement.
requirements. Yes.
If we have enforcement policy, we have the enforcement policy, you cannot have this from your own. So you will have to consider the article of UAE Labor Law 33 of the year 2021 and 2022. You will go there to the article and the enforcement policy you will develop based on this. Let's see. One employee doing some violation. Then you have to implement or comply with your procedure. And this procedure should be in line with the current UAE labor law, HR law, number 33 of the year 2021 and amended in 2022. Got the point, please?
Yes, sir, I got it.
This is important. You are not authorized if somebody is not using the PPE and you terminate them. No. No. Verbal warning, then written warning, then deduction of salary of 1.5 day or 2.5 days. Not more than this. If again violation, then you have some right to termination. Yes?
Yes, sir.
We should follow this. We will not have our own procedure. But sometimes we also have to break the law. Sometimes we also have the authority to break the law. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Lexi, you are newly appointed to any organization. And you see, many people, they breach the UAE, they breach your company enforcement policy. Then what to do? It's better to not give them the verbal warning. Directly give them written warning. You see? Give them the written warning.
Written warning. Yes.
So over here, we are violating our policy. Because now you are new in the organization and you want to enforce law, enforce the procedure, so you have the right to violate. Because if you give only the verbal warning, then other employees will also do the same. So it's better to give the written warning. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Because
Agreed.
if you do not comply with this fully, then you will have more challenges. Because one time I was working in one company, and this company was very big company. One of the companies, this was a group company. So one company was very big company, and like the store was like 750 meters away from the production area. So they were taking, the employees, they were taking some raw material from the store, and they were sitting with the forklift driver. And one time before my joining, because I was told by the maintenance manager that they people sit with the forklift driver and they go to the store and then again come for the store. And one accident happened that one guy fall from the forklift and his leg was crushed by the forklift. But he was treated properly, but still this guy have the problem. Like he has problem still in the leg. Then after this, I called them all and he was meeting with them, the driver. Then one driver told me, when we are not authorizing them, but they are just only coming to us. I told one, they are coming to you. to the forklift, you come to me and give me the key. Then I will see. After this, believe me, such type of accident not happen. So how we will, so in this case, I told them, and I just only display a notice on the notice board, 3-4 places. If I caught somebody, I will directly give the penalty, not the warning. But believe me, after this, nobody did the violations.
Yes, sir.
Still, I am in contact with this company. Sometime we go there for services. So they don't have this no more. I prevent this sitting with the forklift driver in 2012. And still 2026, nobody can dare to do this. So if we have some, because see, in this case, if I give like verbal warning or something, this was not too much effective. Or directly told us, I will give penalty.
Yes.
Deduction of 2.5 days. This time was the UE labor law number 1980. Now law number 8, chapter 5, 1980 is no more. Now the current law we have to comply with the current law. If you need the disciplinary procedure, I can share with you, okay? Yes,
Okay,
for
sir.
the law. Your number is
Yes.
already with Novi, so I will give her the material and will send to you, okay? And the
Yes, sir.
standard also I will share with you, okay?
Okay, sir.
This standard I will share with you. Now, an OHSMS is a documented management system designed and implemented by an organization to manage or control those of its activities which have potential to for harm to its workers and other who can be affected by its activities. Defined as management system or a part of management system used to achieve OHS policy. Now, purpose of the OHSMS. What is the purpose of the OHSMS? To provide a framework for managing health and safety risk. To help organization to provide safe and healthy workplaces. To prevent work-related injury and ill health. To provide safe place of work. To eliminate hazard and minimize OHS risk by taking effective preventive and corrective measures. To improve organization OHS performance, to assist an organization to fulfill its legal requirement and other requirements, enhancing OHSMS performance and reputation, to control or influence the way the organization products and services, to achieve financial and operational benefits that can result from implementation and that strengthen the organization market position, to communicate information on OHSMS to relevant interested parties. Now we are coming to the class number 4. From this, we are now in the motorway. So from this, now we are in the motorway. The motorway means from there we will start now the requirements. Because in class number 1, we just only discussed the scope. In class number 2, the references. Class number 3, the terms and definition. Now we are on the way to our destination, but the one that we describe also for us. So now we start the classes context of the organization. Before this, in the all ISO standards, this context of the organization was not there. We have this context of the organization since 2008.
2008.
Now, understanding the organization and its context, understanding the need and expectation of interested parties, understanding the scope of the health and safety management system, occupational safety and health management system. So now let's come one by one. Now, when we are talking about this 4.1, understanding the context and its organization in its context. The organization shall means mandatory. They should. The wording shall over here, the organization should, and the management should determine external and internal issues that are relevant to its purpose and its strategic direction, and that affects its ability to achieve the intended result of its OHSMS. Monitor and review information about these external and internal issues. Now, internal issues, governance, organization, rules and responsibilities, policies, objectives and strategies. These are our internal issues. External issues like cultural, social, legal, financial, technological, economic and other market issues. Impact of new competitors, because sometimes we have new competitors, contractors, supplier and other providers. These are our external issues. Resources, knowledge and competence, capital, time, human resources, process and technologies. External issues, new technologies, laws and new knowledge on production and process and their effect on wages. Key drivers and trend relevant to particular industry or sector. Now internal issues, introduction of new products and services. Relationship with workforce, contractor and outsource arrangement. Outsource means if we have suppliers or contractor, working time and working condition. Relationship with external and perception of external interested parties. Now 4.2. Understand. So these were the issues, internal and external issues. Now we are coming here, understanding the needs and expectation of interested parties. We have interested parties, so their needs and expectation. The organization shall determine the interested parties that are relevant to the health and safety management system. The relevant needs and expectation, requirement of these interested parties. Which of these needs and expectation become its compliance obligations? Now let's see. The customers need from us design, quality, price, quick response, and on-time delivery of products and services. Owner, shareholders, sustain profitability, transparency, legal compliance. Employees, good work environment, health and safety, job security, professional development, recognition and reward, working relationship. Like the implies not want from you only the implies not want from you only
Money or
the money,
salary.
the salary. They need from you recognition, professional development, job security, and so many other things. So that's why in 5.3 of the standard, participation is required.
Mm.
Like some companies, you are working there, but they consider you as a robot. They are taking from you work, but never ever what is their initiative, they will not consult you. You got the point?
Yes, sir.
So in this organization, such type of organization, the employees will be not happy in their workplace.
Mm.
This is important. So if you are working in any organization, we should consult our employees. If we do not consult our employees, then they will not work with us happily. And once they get a chance, they will leave our organization. Before this, I was working there. So over there, we have some change. We have some change in our organization. Actually, what the people did there, the employees, the senior employees, they were just only, they got the job there. They were working there, the job. But what happened? They were continuing their job there. After this organization, they told that we have to change these employees. So they changed these employees. Once they changed the employees, believe me, after this, the people were not too much happy in their organization. So sometimes we have the employees, they are working with us, but we people uh, get a chance and we do not keep them with us anymore. So in this case, we are getting loss because one time our organization, 2, 3 people were working with us and they resigned from our organization because new management came, so they were not happy with us. So they went from us. After this, once they people leave our organization, believe me, we got a great loss. So sometime in our organization, where we are working, and the people, they resign from our organization, we will be suffer. So it means that, so that's why in the current ISO standard, they call this as a stakeholders. Stakeholders. Because if your business you have from the clients, if in your business you don't have client, you will have no business. So similarly, your employees, if you have technical employees, they can increase your productivity. Because one time we were manufacturing their electric transformers. This company is an ICAD 2 and ICAD 1 Musapa. And now one is also in the ICAD 1, ICAD 2, and also one in Musapa, 3 branches. They also have branches in Saudi Arabia, Dammam, also in the Oman. So we have some client in Qatar. They have some problems with their technical problems with the transformers. Then they told us, you people should have competent employees like this engineer who was working with. So we requested him again, and he came and he joined again. So it means that if you have skillful employees, you can enhance your productivity and services quality. Agree?
Yes, sir, I agree.
Because see, people, not only the money that you can start a business, you have skillful hands that can promote your business. So supplier and contractors, what they want from us. Beneficial relationship, mutual benefits, and continuity, prompt payment, good working relationship. Regulatory and statutory, what they want from us means the government
Government and regulation.
authorities. Yes. From here we have our license, like compliance and reporting, environmental protection, ethical behavior, compliance with statutory and regulatory requirements, conformity to industry and codes and standards. Now, local residents. Sometimes the local residents also complain to the government. Like from this company, we are getting too many noise, too many air pollution. Let's see.
Yes.
Now, currently, where is your project?
In Sadia, Thailand.
Sadia, Thailand. Now, see, in Sadia, Thailand, we have their schools, yes?
Yes.
We have hospitals, yes?
Yes.
And the local area is also there. So time to time, you people have to conduct them in the night, particularly, you have to conduct the noise monitoring. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. When we people are working in a workplace like residential area, what is the uh, permissible noise level? You should know this. Like see,
80.
you are working in Sadyat Island. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Now, the residents, particularly in the night, if we are doing some activity and it create too much noise, we are not authorized to continue the activity. So, after like from 7 or 9, we have to monitor the noise in nearby area, that how much noise is coming from our activities. You
Yes,
people
sir.
conduct this?
Sir, we don't have night activities actually, but
Good.
still,
If you
yeah.
have residential area, then you will have to conduct the noise and ear monitoring out of the place.
Yes, sir.
Not here because you don't have such activities. But if some companies are there and they are creating too much like air pollution, they should also do the air monitoring. So the permissible level in residential area in Abu Dhabi we have less than 70 decibel.
Decibel.
dBm.
Mm.
Parking waste, health and safety, pollution. Then financial performance, cash flow, trade union, employment, law compliance, good working relationship with money, insurers, no claim risk management, prompt payment. Now, we also elaborate this in this. Interested parties like interested parties, worker, union, top management, board of directors, suppliers, contractor and management team. Over here we have external parties, consumers, regulators, legislators, media, shareholders, special interested group and community. Understand the scope of the management system. For ISO 4.5, the scope requirement have become clearer. Stronger and require the organization to consider the input from 4.1, 4.2, along with the products and services being delivered. When determining the scope, the organization shall consider the external and internal issues, external issues, the compliance obligations, its organizational input, unit, function and physical boundaries. Its deterred authority and ability to exercise control and influence. Now, to achieve the intended, now like see here, 4.4, occupational safety and health management system.
System.
To achieve the intended outcome, including enhancing employees' performance, the organization shall establish, implement, maintain, and continually improve an OHS management system, including the process needed and their interaction in accordance with the requirement of this international standard, fulfilling legal and other requirements in achieving OHS objectives. Now we'll come here because it's already there now. Leadership and worker participation. So now, someone is auditing your management system. So what they will look in your system? They will search for your internal and external issues. Like you identified internal and external issues. And it should be there in your management system. 4.1. 4.2 is 4.2 is what's the 4.2? See, come here with me. Interested parties needs and expectation. Now come to the 4.3.
Next.
4.3. Now
Okay.
in the 4.3 scope, 4.4 is the management system. Already you have. Now we are focusing on the 4.2. Let's see. You are building is a contractor, some project, infrastructure or bungalow or plaza or residential. There is a close time, close out time, project complete, project complete.
Complete.
This is required. So, on-time delivery of services or on-time delivery of products. You are calling some restaurant. I need food. So, we will deliver this within 1 hour. If they are not coming on 1 hour, within 1 hour, they come after 3 hours. You will accept the food?
No, sir.
No. So this closeout is also part of the 4.2. So completion of a project is more crucial. So now we are coming, now the 4.3, they will look for your scope of your work is there in your management system. And 4.4 is the management system. Now leadership in worker participation. Now let's see what is the leadership in worker participation. So in this class, we will discuss the leadership and commitment. The leadership and commitment for the management system is more important because it's when we are considering the PDCA cycle, it's also coming in the P, also coming in the D, also coming in the C, PDCA, the P, then the D, then the C and the A. Means that the leadership more important than other classes. Because the leadership is the engine of vehicle, engine of the motor car. Because it drives the other classes. Like see, if we don't have the management system in place, then we will not have leadership and commitment. Because sometimes for the safety, we need technical people, resources. And apart from this, we also need the money. Like you are conducting training. So you need to get free your guys for the training. So on this way, one way, the training, the other activities will stop. Today is your off or today you are on duty?
No, sir. I am taking off today.
Taking out today. So you will do this work on another day?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Because some people, they are conducting the training without off. So what happened? The whole day they do not understand the training things because sometimes they have an interested topic over here and they
Hmm.
cannot attend.
And there is work there in their workplace.
This is a problem. So that's why actually Muhammad Yasin Siddiqui Saab, the problem is to understand the common safety is very simple.
Hmm.
The common safety trainings like scaffolding training, first aid, firefighting, NEBOSH elements or something, it's very simple. and is totally different from the management system standards. Because this standard is quite technical. Now you have your NEBOSH before. Now, like, see, you have management experience because you have work experience. Some people, what they are doing, they directly do the NEBOSH, and after this, they come for the ISO 45. It's not a good approach because after this, if you have NEBOSH, you have work experience, and after this 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you come for this training, this okay. If directly you come, you will not understand the ABC
Yes, sir.
of the ISO. So your decision is good. I appreciate this. Now we are talking about the leadership and commitment. So now the leadership and commitment we called as simply the engine of the management system. Leadership and commitment, top management shall demonstrate leadership and commitment with respect to the OHS management system by taking overall responsibilities and accountabilities for the protection of workers, work-related health and safety. Ensuring that the OHS policy and related OHS objective are established and are compatible with the strategic direction of the organization.
Organization.
Ensuring the integration of the OHS management system process and requirement into the organization business process. So it means that if we have organization business process, we will integrate the OHS management system with this. Now, ensuring that resources needed to establish, implement, maintain, and improve the OHS management systems are available. Ensuring active participation of workers and where they exist, worker representatives using consultation and the identification and removal of obstacles are barrier to participation. So it means active participation. Active participation means when some accident happen or when we are conducting the hazard spotting or we are conducting the risk assessment, they will be part of our team. Now, communicating the importance of effective OHS management and of conforming to the OHS management system requirements. Ensuring that the OHS management system achieves its intended outcome. Directing and supporting person to contribute to the effectiveness of the OHS management system. Ensuring and promoting continual improvement of the OHS management system to improve OHS performance by systematically identifying and taking action to address non-conformities, opportunities, and work-related hazard and risk, including system deficiencies. Now, supporting orders relevant management role to demonstrate their leadership as it applies to their area of responsibilities. Developing leadership and promoting a culture in the organization that support the OHS management system. Now, over here, when we are auditing the class number 5.1, class number 5.1. For this, we have the objective evidence is the rules of the organization chart. First of all, the organization chart. The second one is the rules and responsibility procedure. and rules and responsibility, health and safety rules and responsibilities for each level of in place. For each level of in place.
Implies.
Now, OHS policy, 5 basic commitments for the OHS policy are specified in these international standards to provide safe and healthy working condition for the prevention of work-related injury and ill health. Satisfy applicable legal requirement and other requirements. Over here, when we are using the wording other requirement, it means the contractual agreement. Contractual agreement.
Agreements.
Like see, you are working as a client and I am a contractor. Then, apart from the legal requirement, you will have at least one more contractual agreement requirement that I have from your side. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, over here, we also have own requirement. Own requirement. Like see, what own requirement? Like the management review should be conducted annually. Should be conducted annually. But we are as per our management system, we put there that we will conduct this biannually. So now the auditor coming, they will see for this. Over there in procedure, you have mentioned the internal audit will be conducted biannually. So you have to show me 2 reports. So this is called other requirements. Other requirements means stakeholder requirements or contractual agreement requirement and self-regulation.
Yes, sir.
Now, control OHS risk using the hierarchy of control. We will have this in 8.1.2 class. The continual improvement we will discuss in 10.2. So, if we have one policy, these requirements will be there. You got the point, please?
Yes, sir.
Now I will show you after this one policy that these just only you take a picture of this. You take a picture of this because already I memorized. So I am also taking picture of this. And after this, we will discuss this. We have these things are not in the policy. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now we are coming to another one, participation. Some interested parties are especially concerned with the organization commitment to fulfill its legal requirements. This international standard specifies a number of interconnected requirements related to this commitment. These include the need to determine the applicable legal requirements, ensure operations and carried out in accordance with the legal requirements, evaluate fulfillment of legal requirement. So evaluation of legal requirement. And now also the wording correct non-conformities. Now the OSH policy shall be available as documented information. Means soft copy or hard copy, no problem. Be communicated within the organization. Be communicated within the organization. Now, so we can communicate this displaying on the notice board of the company or also on the company website. Be available to interested parties as appropriate. So sometime our client also need a copy of the policy, so we also have to communicate to them.
Yes.
Be relevant and appropriate. So now we are coming here, and we are discussing the policy that we are having here, please. So now I'm coming to share with you one policy. It's actually recording, so I will have to minimize this. So now I am opening one document. In this document, we will go here. 3, not 3, this will be in the, okay, I have one document here. So now, I think now you can see our policy for one company. You can see now our policy, please.
Yes, sir.
This is a policy. This is a policy of one company, Sepal. Over here, top management is committed for setting, monitoring, and reviewing OHS targets and objectives and strive to achieve by the provision of appropriate resources. This appropriate resources wording was there. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes.
our service is combining for the highest quality that exceed our customer satisfaction with the OHS standard with optimum use of resources implying process, material, and products that are not hazardous to health.
Health.
Now we are coming. Be committed to prevention of injury because prevention of injury and ill health wording was there. So already
Yes.
implies public, contractor, and visitors. Now over here we were talking about the legal requirement. Legal requirement to comply with all OHS legal and regulatory requirements. This time, now ADPC this time, because this is the old one, so OHSMS this time, now ADOSHSF. Department of Municipal Affairs. The Municipal Affairs is SRA. What is SRA? SRA is the one from where you have your license, the competent authority for your sector to
Yes.
identify a workplace hazard and to provide a system of OHS risk management. Effective training because awareness was there, education, communication, involvement of employees on OHS management. Because communication wording was there in the last you see. Policy will be reviewed. Review of policy. Policy is made available to interested parties. Communication on demand if they need. Now, communication with customers, suppliers, regulatory authority, and other interested parties to promote positive health and safety culture. Now, our employees, as well as partner, contractor and their employees will comply at all times with our OSH policy. This is a general manager sign, and over here the stamp. Over here, the date of revision will be there. Sorry, the date on which we have the policy. Like see, it's better to have this on the company letterhead. Now over here we see date of revision means date, the date we develop. So like 25 March 2018, revision 1. Now this was their initial document said they put the initial date. If we have like we revise this. Then we will write here initial development date and current date. Current date today, like 1st of August 2026. This is the current date in initial date once we develop this first. And we will change this revision to 1. Like see, revision 1 and current date. So when we put this date, it enables us to identify when the or how long the company is complying with its standard, with the standard. So it shows us the maturity of the system. You got the point, please?
Yes, sir.
Maturity of the system. So many people say it's not like this. Why you want to tell me the initial date? But this is important. Clear? This is very
Yes, sir.
important. Now, like see, I will open the other document. So we were in the policy. We will go again to the policy. So now we are here. It is gone. Hello?
Yes, sir.
You are hearing me, yes?
Yes.
Now there is some technical problem came. Let me open again. Okay, now I will make this. Okay, now. Let me 1 minute. Okay, now I can open this up. Now I will share this. So now you can see the slide, yes?
Yes, sir.
We are coming to the 5.2. When you are auditing the 5.2, what we will have? We will see the policy and check each and every point. Prevention of injury is there, communication is there, objective is there. These all points should be clear and signed by the top management and communication with the employees. Done. Now we are coming to the 5.3. Top management shall ensure that the responsibility and authorities for relevant rules are assigned and communicated with the organization. Top management shall assign the responsibility and authority for ensuring that the OHS management system conform to the requirement of this international standard. Now reporting on the performance of the OHS management system, including OHS performance to top management, while responsibility and authority can be assigned. Ultimately, top management is still accountable for the function of the OHS management system. Now 5.4. Let's see now. I want to discuss this in more detail. Let's see. If some accident happened, so the police come to the side, to whom they will catch? They will catch the safety staff, or they will catch the GM, or they will catch the project manager, or to whom they will catch?
Sir, they will catch the project manager and the safety officer.
Safety officer, they will catch last. First of all, they will catch the top management.
Project man. Yes,
Where
sir.
I was working in Saudi Arabia, sometime my project manager telling me, that you are the health and safety manager for Albreki company. I told yes. Then I have to tell him, I am responsible, but you are accountable. Why I was telling him like this? Because on the site, majority of the on-site practices are done by them.
Construction team. Yeah.
Construction manager and other the construction supervisors, and
Mm.
The PM authorized them. Okay, do this.
Mm.
So to tell him that you are accountable, this is important. Huh? So now we are
Yes.
coming to the class number 5.4, consultation and participation of workers. When we are talking about the other ISO standards, the other ISO standards doesn't have consultation and participation of workers. But in this system, the participation wording is more strong because when we develop the risk assessment and we also take the input from the employees, then it enables us to help in our implementation. Because when we take from them the input, they become the stakeholders. Once they become the stakeholders, so before the safety officers, they people, if we provide them some control or if inform them some, if we give them awareness of some of the importance of the control measures, because before starting our work, they will work on it. Agree?
Yes, sir.
This is important. So now, how should we encourage the provision of information in communication regarding the scope and objective of the OHS management system? The provision of operational information and training on identified hazard elimination and control strategies, and residual risk assessment, creating awareness of hazard and OHS risk, improving competency, access to other workers for the purpose of communicating about health and safety issues. Now, the provision of adequate time and resources to accomplish the item for bullet, let's see, as here. The provision of mechanism to foster, promote, and enable effective cooperation between managers and non-managers, worker safety delegates, worker health and safety committee, or joint health and safety committees, as well as provision for the selection of representative through worker or union organization in accordance with the applicable legal requirement, other requirements. Now, providing protection from dismissal or repression, including disciplinary or other adverse measures for reporting or removing themselves from situation of serious danger or imminent harm, creating and maintaining a culture in the organization that support the OHS management system. Okay, now we will have here. Okay, now we are just only taking a break, and after the break, we will have 20 minutes break or 15 minutes break, then we will come back. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So what time we will come? Now it is let's see.
11:30.
Okay, now we are coming to the class number 6. This is about the planning. So in this planning, we will discuss important 6.1, 6.2, and after this, 6.1 and 6.2, different parts, and we will discuss about the risk management. So now so only two classes, sub classes are there. Two subclasses are there. The first is the general, the second is the objective, and also 6.1 and 6.2. So now let's start. Action to 6.1, address to action to address risk and opportunities. General, hazard identification and risk assessment of risk and opportunities. Then determining the legal requirements. We will also have this. And apart from this, we also have the planning action. 6.2 is the objective and planning to achieve them one by one. So 6.1.2 has that's one the general. So 6.1.2 is the hazard identification and assessment. So need to consider routine and non-routine activities. So we will have to consider the hazard identification for the routine and non-routine activities and situation, including consideration of infrastructure, equipment, materials, substances, and the physical condition of the workplace. Hazards that arise as a result of product design, including during research, development, testing, production, assembly, construction, service delivery, maintenance, or disposal. So, up to disposal, from raw material, from planning, then raw material, then manufacturing or services, and then delivery. And the manufacturing products, also the disposal. Human factors, how the work is actually done, emergency situations. Now, people, including consideration of those with access to the workplace in these activities, including worker, contractors, visitors, and other persons. Those in the vicinity of the workplace who can be affected by the activities of the organization. Worker at a location not under the direct control of the organization. Now, other issues including consideration of, so we will consider the design of the work, process, installation, machinery equipment, operating procedures, and other organization including their adaptation to human capabilities. Situation occurring in the vicinity of the workplace caused by work-related activities under the control of the organization. Situation not controlled by the organization and occurring in the vicinity of the workplace. Like, see, we have some activity in the area, but this is not, we are not the owner of the activities. So this will be also considered. Like, if we are working in a workplace and our employees are working there and we are suffering from the activities of other client activities. So this will be also considered. That can cause work-related injury and ill health to person in the workplace. Now, actual or proposed changes in the organization, its operation, process, activities, and OHS management system. Change in knowledge of and information about hazard, past incident, internal, external organization, including emergencies and their causes, how work is organized, and social factor including workload, working hours, leadership and culture in the organization. So for this, there will be documented information. So it means that there will be some procedure for the risk assessment and also the risk register. And we will make sure that the risk register is including the activities, routine and non-routine activities. The risk will be not having the general approach. It will be having specific approach. Now, risk assessment, we are having 5 stages. So I'm sure that you know all of them, but we will more focus on the evaluation of risk, the part number 3. Step 3, because in the step 3, how we calculate the risk for the particular activity, means the risk rating. This should be clear. And how we will give the rating, probability and severity. Now, we have one video. You can have this from the hazard and risk. What is the difference between hazard and risk? Now, step number 1, identify the hazards. So, hazard identification should consider different types of hazards, including physical, chemical, biological, and psychosocial, which are hazards found in many workplaces. Hazard identification process should be applied to both routine and non-routine. So, periodic, occasional, or emergency activities and situations. Now, examples of non-routine activities and situation that should be considered during the hazard identification process include facilities or equipment cleaning, temporary process modification, non-scheduled maintenance. Scheduled maintenance means if this is a routine activity, but non-scheduled maintenance. Non-scheduled maintenance means in some area we are working in a general shift, but now we have to conduct the maintenance and over there no activities are there. Or sometime we are providing the maintenance and now the environment is changed. So in this case, what we will do? Non-scheduled maintenance. Scheduled maintenance routine. Non-scheduled maintenance means non-routine. Plan our equipment, startups, shutdowns, field trips, refurbishment, extreme weather conditions, utility, power, water, gas, etc., disruptions, temporary arrangements, emergency situations. Now we are coming, taking human factors into account means applying what is known about human capabilities, behaviors, and limitation. When evaluating the hazard and risk of process, equipment, and work environments, human factors should be considered whenever there is a human interface and take into account issues such as ease of use, potential for operational error, operator stress, and user fatigue. In considering human factors, the organization hazard identification process should consider the following: the nature of the job, workplace layout, operator information, workload, physical work pattern, the environment like heat, light, noise, air quality, human behavior like temperature, habitat, and attitude. Psychological capabilities like cognition, attention, then then sociological capabilities, biomechanical, then anthropologists, then physical variation of people. Now, in some instance, there may be hazard which occur or originate outside the workplace that can impact individual within the workplace. Release of toxic materials for neighboring operations where such hazards are foreseeable. These should be addressed. Hazard identification should be conducted by a person with competence in relevant hazard identification methodologies and appropriate knowledge of the work activity. Like see, sometimes we are conducting some activities and we have to and the employees are with us. So in such case, we have to consider in the risk assessment, the employees who are taking care of such activities. So it means that when we are doing the hazard identification, the employees will be part of the hazard identification. Now, some tips to help you identify the ones that matter. Walk around your workplace and look at what could reasonably be expected to cause harm. Ask your employees or their representative what they think. They may have noticed things that are not immediately obvious to you. Have a look back at your accident and health record. These often help to identify the least obvious hazard. Because sometimes uh, we people, the HSE engineers or the consultant conduct like the, the risk assessment for us, but they are not aware of the workplace. So in this case, what to do? It is very difficult because if we take from them the input, it will be good. But sometimes the engineer or the work side consultant or some third party consultant coming to the place and they cannot see some hazards. So that's why in the risk assessment, we have to include or we have to take input from the people who are already there in the workplace and they have workplace experience. So they will give us very good feedback. Because sometimes the engineers not always on the site and the consultant from the third party came for the first time here. So they don't have idea of some of the hazard. So that's why we have to consult the employees engage in the activities because for them the hazards are obvious. They can see. Remember to think about long-term hazard to health, high level of noise or exposure to harmful substances, as well as safety hazards. Now check manufacturer instructions or data sheet for chemical and equipment as they can be very helpful in spelling out the hazards and putting them in their true perspective. Now, physical hazards, harmful energy source such as electricity, radiation, noise, or vibration linked to the amount of energy involved. Stored energy, which can be released quickly and cause harm, physical harm to the body linked to the amount of energy. Frequently repeated tasks, which can lead to upper limb disorders linked to the duration of the task. Unsuitable thermal environment, which can lead to hypothermia or heat stress. Violence to stop, leading to physical harm linked to the nature of the uh, predators. Ionizing radiation from X-ray or gamma rays, machine or radioactive substances, non-ionizing radiation, light, magnetic, and radio waves. Now, we are taking some chemical and biological hazards, substances hazard to health or safety due to inhalation of vapors, gases, or particles. Contact with are being absorbed through the body, ingestion, the storage of materials. Then biological hazards, biological agents or pathogens such as bacteria or viruses that might be inhaled, transmitted via contact, including by bodily fluid, needle sticks injuries, because this is very common in the medical clinics. Ingested contaminated food, products, Now, psychosocial hazard, situation that may lead to negative psychosocial include psychological condition such as stress, anxiety, fatigue, depression from excessive workload, workplace physical environment, physical violence, bullying or intimidation. Now, who may be harmed and how? This was the first stage. The first was identification of the hazard. The second step is decide, decide who may be harmed and how. For each hazard, you need to be clear about who might be harmed. It will help you identify the best way of managing the risk. In each case, identify how they might be harmed, what type of injury or ill health might occur. For example, shelf stacker may suffer back injury from repeated lifting of boxes. Remember, some workers have particular requirement, new and young workers, new or expecting mothers, and people with disabilities may be at particular risk. So we call this pupil of special consideration. Pupil of special consideration. So, expecting mothers, pregnant ladies, and disabled people. So, we call this pupil of special need. If you want to have more detail on this, then you can go to the guideline from Ardosh COP is there already. So this is like the people of special consideration. Let's go to the Ardosh and where is this document is. I give you. Do you allow me to go there, please,
Yes, sir.
to see the document? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's special consideration. It will take time little bit. Okay, now see here. So now I'm coming here to this place. People of special consideration. We will go to Ardosh, ADPC. I will share this. So you will also have to go to the page. You will directly come here with me. And over here, we will type ADPC. So now we type the ADPC here directly. You can see now, yes?
Yes, sir.
The ADPC website. So now let's come to the ADPC. Now the legislation. From the legislation, we will come to the COP. There's the COP. Code of practices. So, Alexi here. New and expecting mothers. 9.1. New and expecting mothers. So these are special need people. Huh? This one. Special need. Huh? New expecting mother. So now let's open this. See here. Expecting mother. See. The COP. New and expecting mothers. Like risk consideration. See. See here. Like breastfeeding mothers. Okay, now also we have another document. Let me also see this document. This document is people of special need. So there was some guideline guidance documents. Okay, not here. Technical guideline. Okay, now over here, new and expecting mothers. Again here, see. Now over here you will also see here the special needs. So we consider this the special needs. Total childbirth and this and this. So like see what we will consider when we have the people of special need. See. For the disabled people, we will have the buddy system. So in any organization, if we have such situation, we will notify or the employee will notify to the HR or the safety team that now she is pregnant. So after this, they will provide them special case or special requirements. So now coming here, ergonomics, okay, attention then, dealing with weather, dealing, okay, now confined, remote, then process. Now we are coming here to this, maybe we will find here. But the standard know this, now they are under process. Maybe in this we will have special needs people, see. Special, let's see where is special needs. Before this was part of this, huh? In this OSHA SF, this was part of this special leader. So this also, disabled people also, and this also considered as a special needs. The pregnant ladies are expecting mother, see. So their rehabilitation, returning to work, if somebody got injury. So anyhow, we are going there to our topic. So now let's come here. Okay, now you can see, we can see here now the physical hazards already discussed. Means we were here, see. Now, okay, we discuss cleaner, visitor, contractor, maintenance workers who may not be in the workplace all the time. Remember, like, because the visitors, contractors, maintenance workers, sometimes they come to us. Like the maintenance workers, they are our own employees, they are come only for the when we need to fix some machinery or something, or PPM, preventive maintenance, planned preventive maintenance, or some services. But the visitors and sometimes the cleaners, contractor, they are not working with us permanently. So when they are coming, also we have to give consideration to them. We will also consider them in the risk assessment. Members of the public, if they could be hurt by your activities. So now the case is if we have employees and they are working with us, but sometimes the public people, they are also coming to our workplace. So we also have to give them consideration. we also have to consider them. If you share your workplace, you will need to think about how your work affects other present, as well as how this work affects your staff, and ask your staff if they can think of anyone you may have missed. So now, this is the third step, and the third step is about the evaluation of risk. Evaluation. So now we are working on the third step. Third step is the evaluation. Many people, they are telling we are conducting the risk assessment, but the problem is they people don't know about the rating of probability and severity. They are not sure about this. So I have the guideline taken from the international references, and we will discuss the rating for the probability or likelihood and severity based on the international best practices. So now we are considering this environment and health and safety. So now it's better to consider this for the environment, and we will take this also for the health and safety. Let's see. The probability is 1, less than once every 5 years, means it happened after 10 years or it happened after 7 years. So, but it will not be 0. The probability or severity will never be 0. It will be 1 minimum. Now, because nobody, rarely, possible, likely, is wording because it's not countable. Now, once in a 5 year, so it will be 2. 1 to 5 times per year, then 3. 5 to 12 times per year, then 4. Continuous are happening like year to year. Clear? So many times, month to month, week to week. So it will be considered 5. Now we are coming to the rating of severity. So it's better to consider this for the, like see, I also have rating, but it's not there. Okay, so we will have this from this. Over here, no medical treatment is required. Like somebody got injury, and we are now discussing this in in terms of health and safety. Somebody got injury and we give only first aid. So in this case, it will be minor and the rating is 1. Now we have some injury, and like some finger injury, and we stop the bleeding, but needs like a stitch or to have to follow up for the hospital. So we send to the hospital. So it will be 2. Now the third one is we send to the hospital and they hospitalize for more than 3 days. So it will be 3. Now, like 2 is medical treatment case, MTC. This is LTI. What is this? LTI, last time injury. Now 4 is single fatality. 5 is multiple fatalities. So some people, when they are giving the rating, they put directly severity as the severity rating is 5. The 5 is for there we can use where we have multiple fatalities. Multiple fatalities, not only a single injury or single fatality. So we have to consider this. If you want to make this more clear, this also available on the ADOSH guideline. Okay, and more clear. Also, in my one video, the risk management, one video is there, and this thing is more clear there because this is for the international standard, and I did this based on the ADOSH SF. Now, like see, if the risk is low risk, no immediate action required. Then 4 to 6. This is the multiplication, like 4, 2, and 3 will be 6. This is the likelihood, and on the y-axis is the likelihood or probability, on the x-axis is the consequences or the severity. So if 4 to 6, so no need for the modification. In it, the risk is high risk, needs modification. For the 4 and 6, we need supervision. For the 8 to 12, we need to change the method, activity modifying, and also supervision. In 15 to 25, we will stop work. Like see, your employees are, in any organization, the employees are working and the scaffold is not properly inspected. One thing, and they are not using the safety harness, and the employees are also not competent. First time they are working at height, and there is no proper supervision and not trained, then we will stop the activity. Better not to proceed if it is 15 to 25. We will stop the activity. This is the ADOSH we took from ADOSH. Records and implement. Step number 4, written evidence provide evidence of compliance, suitable and sufficient. Suitable and sufficient. Now here, records the significant hazard and control. Identify any new control measures. Date for review. The risk assessment is better to review annually. Annually review is required. But see, when we people are working in our organization, and if there is some changes in the workplace or in machinery or technical changes, then we will have to revise the risk assessment. Now review and update. When the risk assessment will be reviewed and update. So now, when the risk assessment will be reviewed and update. To determine whether existing risk control are effective and adequate. Change in legislation after an incident or near miss, on introduction of new technology or policies, on major staff or organizational changes, to respond to new hazards, to respond to changes that the organization itself has made. Like see, in the construction site, our risk assessment is dynamic. So time to time, we have changes in the workplace. So time to time, we have to update. But in the manufacturing companies, it's static. It's not like too much dynamic, and it's remain the same. But sometimes we need changes. To respond to feedback from monitoring activities, incident investigation, situation are the result of testing of emergency procedure. We are conducting the emergency drill. So if there is something needs improvement, then we will have to update the risk assessment. External factors such as emerging occupational health issues, advance in control technologies, changing diversity in the workplace, including contractors, changes are proposed by corrective and preventive actions. Now, compliance obligations. When we are talking about the compliance obligation, this is the legal requirement. If somebody asks you what is the subclass for the compliance obligation, so our answer will be 6.1.3. 6.1.3. This is the compliance obligation. If you go to the standard, you will not see the legal requirements of any country over here. This because this is a general statement that every state or where we are working, we have to comply with the country or the state legal obligations. You got the point? Because see, if we give this in the India, we have different regulation from the UAE. In the America, we have different. The UK, we have different. So because it's international standard, so it will not have the compliance obligation of any one country. They give us go through if you are working in the UAE, go to the UAE legal requirement, means your SRA requirement, and also the UAE labor law. If we are working in India or Pakistan, we have to comply with Indian Industrial Act 1935 because this was the Indian first legal requirement or labor law, and it was put forward by the UK. Clear? We have this regulation, but now we modify this little bit because the legal requirement they took from the ILO. And now we also customize this as for our legal requirements. So the UAE, when we are talking about the legal requirement of any country, the health and safety, majority of the countries, they have this from the ILO. C155, Convention C155, and also recommendation 164 and 167, and so many other requirements. Like see, we are working in a country where we have the regulation, but we don't have proper idea of the regulation, then we have to go for the ILO requirements. ILO requirements, like see, confined space. Go to the Google and give to the Google ILO best practice for working in the confined space. Then ILO will give you a reference of their COP. And if they don't have this COP for a particular activity, they will forward you to the to the UKHSE, or they will forward you to the UAE, as we have in the UAE we have RDOSH requirement here. So they will follow you. The Google will take you to the, like we are having this for the working at height. They directly will take you to the COP that we have. Like we are now preparing a procedure based on the electrical safety. They will directly take you to the UAE, the ILO, COP, and also they will give you a reference from the UKHSE, as well as they will give you the reference to the RDOSH COP number 15, electrical safety. Because, see, When we consider the ADOSH SF is also a very rich document. Very rich document. Have lot of COPs, like 54 COPs and sub-COPs. So more than 62 COPs are there. Like as we check this for the pregnant ladies, special need people, they have the code of practice. Similarly, for PTW, you will see there. And also Lotto, log out, tag out, you will see there. So this is a very good document. So very good document. Now here, the organization shall establish, implement, and maintain a process to determine and have access to up-to-date the legal requirement and other requirement that are applicable to HIRA, OHSS, and OHS management system. Determine how these legal requirement and other requirement apply to the organization and what needs to be communicated. Like see, legal requirement means that something we have from the UAE labor laws when we are working here. Now we also have, if we are working with the in Abu Dhabi, then we will have also to comply with the ADOSH SF. And if we are working in a school, if we have some requirements from our SRA is ADIC, Abu Dhabi Education Council. Knowledge in Abu Dhabi Education Knowledge, ADIC Center. So, we are working with the municipality. You are a construction organization, so you have to comply with the UAE labor laws. You have to comply with the ADOSH requirement. And apart from this, you also have to comply with your DMA. DMAT or DMA, Municipal Authority, Department of Municipal Affairs. They time to time change the name. Now the current name is DMAT, Department of Municipal Affairs and Transport. This is your SRA. Take these legal requirements and other requirements into account when establishing, implementing, maintaining, and continually improve its OHS management system. The organization shall maintain a documented information of its legal and other requirements. Legal requirement and other requirement can have a risk and opportunities for the organization. Like see, how opportunities? Like see, there is one company and this company want to develop their ADOS system. Now they will see, we have to spend lot of money for development of the system. Now they will, like, we have to spend 15,000 dirham. Enough to approval and this and this. But if you are participate in a bidding from a government authority and you don't have your ADOS approved from your SRA, definitely you will not participate in the bidding. You know bidding?
Yes, sir, for contract.
Okay,
Yes,
good,
yes,
good, good. So now, if this is the requirement that your system is not approved, then you will not get the contract. Yes. But you have to consider if I spending 15,000 dirham or 20,000 dirham and develop the management system, you will have more business. Now, like say in the market, we providing services to one client. They also recommend our company to others. Yes or no? Yes. So in this case, when we are complying with the legal requirement, we have to consider the risk and opportunities. And also, like you will have more business, and also if you don't have the full management system and you have been notified by your SRA as a high risk activity. Now, after this, if you do not develop the system, you will not only lose the business, you will also be penalized by your SRA. The SRA will penalize you. You will get penalty. Now, planning action. The organization shall plan action to address these risks and opportunities, address legal requirements and other requirements, prepare for and respond to emergency situations, how to integrate and implement the action into its OHS management system, process, or other business process. Now evaluate the effectiveness of these actions. Now, the organization shall take into account. Take into account means to consider the hierarchy of control and output from the OHS management system when planning to take action. When planning its action, organization shall consider best practices, technological options, and finance and business requirements. Now we are coming to the OHS objectives. So all organizations have OSH objectives. The organization shall establish OHS objective at relevant functions and level in order to maintain the continually improve the OHS management system and OHS performance. The OHS objective shall be consistent with the policy, be measurable, measurable, practicable, or capable of performance evaluation. Now, take into account applicable legal requirements, the result of the assessment of risk and opportunities like 6.1.2.2 and 6.1.2.3. The result of consultation with workers 5.2. When we are developing the objective and targets, we will consider the legal requirement, then the risk and opportunities, and the input taken from the consultation with workers. The objective will be monitored, be communicated, because if we do not communicate, then how we will achieve? Be updated as appropriate. OSH system require objective must be documented. So soft copy and hard copy, we can keep both. Now, the objective evaluation, annual evaluation will be also there. Objective and planning to achieve them. When planning how to achieve its OHS objective, the organization shall determine what will be done, what resources will be required, who will be responsible. So the responsible party, when it will be completed, the time frame, how the result will be evaluated, including indicators for monitoring, how the action to achieve OHS objective will be integrated into the organization business process. Now, the organization shall maintain and retain documented information on the OHS objective and plans to achieve them. The organization can plan to achieve objective individually or collectively. Plans can be developed for multiple objectives where necessary. The organization should examine the resources required, financial, human equipment, infrastructure to achieve its objectives. When practicable, each objective should be associated with an indicator which can be strategic, tactical, or operational. Now, see, now coming here. So for the objective, there will be planning. So when we people are conducting the audit for the objective, we will see objective and targets and their evaluation. And if in the evaluation we didn't get our or we failed to achieve our objective, then for this case there will be action plan will be developed for achieving such objective and targets and will be communicated to the top management. Why communicate to the top management? Because they will provide us the resources if we need it, or they will provide us their guidance. So now, this is also the requirement of the ADOSH SF. ADOSH SF. This is the requirement of ADOSH SF that the objective will be reviewed annually, and if there is some obstacles or some barrier to achieve the targets, then there will be developed corrective preventive action plan and will be communicated to the top management. This evidence will be there. So in this case, we will have three things: objective and objective and management program, and in case of an objective evaluation, and in case if there is something barrier in achieving objective, there will be corrective preventive action plan and evidence of communicating this to the top management. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So these four things will be there. The auditor will ask you these four things. Now, support. When we are coming to the support part is also a very good part, and this is the same as in the other ISO standards. So now let's start the support part. The support part is clearly indicated 7.1 resources, then 7.2 competence, 7.3 awareness, 7.4 communication, and 7.5 documented information. So now let's start resources. The organization shall determine and provide the resources needed for the establishment, implementation, maintenance, and continued improvement of the OSH management system. Examples of resources include human, natural, infrastructure, technology, and financial. Examples of infrastructure include the organization, building, plant, equipment, utilities, information technology, and communication system, and emergency containment system. Now, competence. When the wording competence come, we are coming with the wording SCIT. SCIT. So SCIT is stand for, so we are coming in the chat SCIT. Skills, then K for the knowledge, then E for the experience, and T for the training. So skills, the wording, skills, knowledge, experience, and training. So now we are coming here. Competence defined as ability to apply knowledge and skills to achieve intended results. The competence of worker should include the knowledge and skills needed to appropriately address the hazard and OHS risk associated with their work and workplace, and determining the criteria of the competence for each role. An organization should take into account such things as the education, training, qualification, and experience necessary to undertake the roles and retraining necessary to maintain competence, the work environment in which they will be working. Now, see, these are the two things. Now we are coming to the third. The hazard identified in sweated OHS rest, the preventive and control measures resulting from the risk assessment process. Now, E, requirement applicable to the OHS management system. F, the right and responsibilities of person based upon legal requirement and other requirements. G, the importance of compliance with the OHS policy. H, the potential consequence of compliance and non-compliance, including the impact on occupational health and safety. I, the value of their participation in the OHS management system. The duties and responsibilities associated with the rules. Identify individual capabilities, including experience, language skills, literacy, and diversity. The relevant updating of the competencies made necessary by context or work changes. Worker and where they exist. Workers representative can assist in both identifying competencies and developing process to achieve them. Shall be determined, check and documented for workers. Like see, somebody is working in the welding department because in organization we have like fabrication unit. So for the welding safety, they have some training like how to weld. And the forklift driver they are driving, he has license, but we provide him the training for how to have safe uh, driving for the forklift. So these are the competency. Okay, now another thing. We also have to see that for the OSH, when the company is hiring the OSH officer, what is the criteria of qualification? Means that they have NEBOSH, IOSH, or something else, or how many years experience or something. Awareness. Awareness to ensure that their work or act in safe and healthy condition. The organization should make workers sufficiently knowledgeable of action to take in emergency situation. Means the emergency number, contact numbers, assembly point, the consequence of individual action and behavior in relation to OHS risk, the benefits of improved OHS performance, the need to conform to OHS policies and establish working practice, and the potential consequence of departing from requirement of the OHS risk management system. Incident and outcomes of investigation that are relevant to them. In addition to workers, especially temporary workers, contractor, visitors, and any other parties should be aware of the OHS risk to which they are exposed. Now, communication. Now we are talking about the communication. So for the awareness, there will be induction training and also some other general OSH induction training or HSC awareness. Third party, first party, both are acceptable. Communication. The organization shall establish, implement, and maintain the process needed for internal and external communication relevant to the OHS management system, include on what it will communicate, on what will be the communication topic, when to communicate, how they will communicate, the frequency of communication, with whom to communicate, like internal, external, how to communicate, like which media they will use, like mail or they will verbal or something, or call, then WhatsApp. When establishing its communication process, the organization shall take into account its compliance obligation. Compliance obligation means we have legal register. So we have to communicate this to our employees. Ensure that OHS information communicated inconsistent with information generated within the OHS management system and is reliable. Suitable document information shall be maintained regarding internal and external communication. Internal communication. Internal communication information relevant to the OHS management system among the various level and function of the organization, including changes to the environmental management system as appropriate. Ensure its communication process enables person doing work under the organization control to contribute to continual improvement. External communication outside of the organization. The organization shall externally communicate information relevant to the OHS management system as established by the organization communication process and is required by its compliance obligations. Now, documented information. The organization OHS management system shall include documented information required by this international standard, documented information determined by the organization as being necessary for the effectiveness of the OHS management system. Now, creating and updating. How we will create and we will update. When we are talking about this requirement, when there is some changes in the management system, this is the legal changes or internal changes in the organization. Like, see, you have a management system, and previously this management system was developed by and then approved by. One of them changed, like one employee would develop the procedure, their sign was there. Then somebody reviewed the document. So if there is some personal change, like the guy who was working with us change, or the one who approved the system is no more with us. Another guy came, means the general manager or somebody who approved the system change. Or if there is some like Ardosh from OSHA to Ardosh change, then we will have to make the changes. Or if there is some version change, then we will also have to update the system, create and update. Create means if there is some new regulation come and we have to develop new procedures. When creating and updating documented information, the organization shall ensure appropriate. Like see, Siddiqui Saab, when we have some changes in the organization, then we have to update the documentation. Another thing is coming, this wording is time to time come. Documented information. Documented information means you will have some evidence. Like see, for the competence, there will be documented information. Clear? Now, like see, you conduct the training for your employees. Like what documented information you will have? Like induction training, third party training, internal training record. Clear? And for the training record, there will be evaluation definitely. Yes? So now we are coming here, identification and description. Like for the document, there will be document name, date will be there, author will be there. Means, like see for the form, there is no need for author. Huh? This is one like one page document. So you will write, develop. Okay, now like training conducted by the trainer name and approved. Reference number, the document number. For document, there will be number, name number. And date, revision number, format, language, software version, graphic, and media, paper. Paper also acceptable, electronic also acceptable. Review and approval for suitability and adequacy. Review and approval. Approval means top management approval. Now let's see. You have training, internal training. You conduct the training, TBT, or you conduct some internal training. You do not need to have a sign from the top management. Only skip your sign and khalas. Yes? Because if for each document you just only go to him and he is out of place, so it's just only your training conducted by Yasin Siddiqui, khalas. No need for the GM or somebody else sign. Yes? Internal training. TBT, no need, huh? Because if you put this, will be approved by this. Always you will waiting for him, GM to come to sign.
Yes.
Now,
Okay.
review and approval for suitability and adequacy. Now, documented permission required by management system into the standard shall be controlled too, as it is available and suitable for use, where and when it is needed. Like when we need, we conduct the training, some internal training, a record form will be there. It is adequately protected from laws of confidentiality, improper use, or laws of integrity. Now let's come here. So now we are coming to operation, the operation part. Operation planning and control. Now we're here, emergency preparedness and control. This class number 8 is long and more long as compared to in the ISO 14 and 45. This operation, because we have designed in so many other process in the ISO 9001. So this class is long in the 9001. So operation planning and control, emergency preparedness and response. We will discuss these two subclasses. Operation planning and control. Let's see. Organizations having same documentation for other classes, but this class number 8 is different for in 6.1 also the risk management. These are the changing. Other are same. Operational controls can use a variety of different methods. For example, the introduction of procedure and system of work, ensuring the competency of workers, establishing preventive, predictive maintenance and inspection program, specification for the procurement of goods and services. Now, compliance with preventive regulations and manufacturer instructions for equipment. Engineering control, physical devices such as barrier, followed by administrative control warning, safety signs, alarm and signal are access control procedure and other work instructions. G, adopt class number, then point G, adopt work to workers. Now, hierarchy of control. When we are talking about hierarchy of control, already we discussed there in the class number 6.1. So there will be, if we have risk, we will have to provide these ones. See, elimination, substitution, engineering control, sign warning, administrative control, and personal protective equipment. Now let's see this from the ADOS we copy here. Management of change. The history of management of change is very drastic or have a story. Like see, when the management systems, the ISO systems or standards up to 2015 doesn't have any idea of the management of change. When we are talking about the management of change, the international standards up to 2015, ISO standards from 2015 having no idea for the management of change. But and since 2010, 2010 or 2011, the management system that before its name was ADHSMS, ADEHSMS. Before the ADOSH SF name was ADHSMS, Abu Dhabi Environment Health Safety Management System. They have the idea of management of change, but the international standards, this wording came in 2015. Clear?
Yes.
This was not there in the international standard. It came 2015, but in the ADHSMS or the current or OSHAD or ADOSH SF, this was already there in 2011, 10, 11 or 12, version 2. So this is very important. Determine if the organization established a process for implementation and control of planned temporary and permanent changes that impact OHSMS performance. New products, services, and process are changes thereof, including workplace location and surroundings, work organization and working conditions, equipment, workforce. Now, changes in legal requirement and other requirement. Changes in knowledge or information, hazards and OHS risk. Development in knowledge and technology. Whether review of consequences of unintended changes and mitigation is necessary, done. Now, procurement. Procurement, contractor, and outsourcing. This wording before this, it was purchase. It was purchase.
Purchase.
The organization shall, now this is the, how you will pronounce this wording?
Procurement.
How?
Procurement.
Procurement, yeah?
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Procurement. The organization shall establish process to identify and communicate the hazard and to evaluate and control the OHS risk arising from the contractor activities and operation to the organization workers. Organization activities and operations to the contractor works. Let's see, we are client. So contractor employees also have risk from us, our activities, and we also have risk from their activities. So there will be coordination, communication and coordination with the contractors, representative and their workers. Contractor activities and operation sorry, to other interested parties in the workplace. Contractor activities and operation to contractor works. Like to them, they also have risk, and to our employees, the client also they have risk. Emergency preparedness and response. The organization shall establish, implement, and maintain the process needed to prepare for and respond to potential emergency situation, as we discussed this in 6.1.1, the risk assessment. That the organization has a planned response to emergency situation, including provision of first aid. The organization respond to actual emergency situation. Now, periodic testing of any procedure, plans and response mechanism, periodic review and update of procedure and plans based on the testing and after actual emergency situations, provision of relevant information to workers on duties and responsibilities. Now, provision of training for the planned response. Now, here, communicating relevant information to contractor, visitors, and external agencies and authorities. So, if we have emergency, we have to communicate this to contractor, visitors, and external agencies and authorities. Take into account input and review from interested parties. Okay. Now, be with me, and you are conducting the audit, or you are implementing the emergency preparedness and response procedure. What you will have the record for this? Mr. Siddiqui, I didn't ask you in any class. In some classes, we communicate, we both participated, and I need the feedback or the input from you in terms of the 8.2 emergency preparedness and response. I need a feedback from you or the input from you that you are implementing the emergency preparedness and response procedure, or you are auditing in any organization for this procedure. So which type of record you will ask from them? You understand my English? What I
Yes,
told you understand?
yes, sir, I'm understanding. We will ask emergency plan for the site, and
Yes, good.
yeah, and I will share you my feedback that for now, as we were under a war situation, so there were missile threat and bomb threat. So
Yeah,
this was
bump
a
yes. So it means that the scenarios they identified are not identified. Good.
yes, yes, yes,
Means the procedure. Second, we will ask them they have identified the different scenarios and the emergency plan and the drill report, like for the medical emergency and for the fire drill, and they have conducting some demo for the bomb threat or some intruder they come to the place or something like this. Yes.
yes,
Are you agree?
yes, sir.
Okay. If we conduct the fire drill or medical drill or the any other
Evacuate,
emergency scenario, we will have a photo of this also. The report also and photo also. Yes?
sir. Yes,
Good. Now we are coming to performance evaluation. This is the class number 9. In this class number 9, we will discuss about the performance evaluation. In this, we will discuss 3 subclasses: monitoring, measurement, analysis, and evaluation, internal audit, and management review. When we are talking to the class number 9.1, 9.1 is the general, means monitoring, measurement, analysis, and evaluation. When we are talking about this class, subclass 9.1, progress on meeting policy commitment, achieving objective, and continual improvement, occupational health complaint, health surveillance record of the employees, work-related injuries, and ill health complaint, including trend. Trend means like how they have like 20 incidents, and which type of incidents, the categories of incidents we have, like slip trip accident, how many they have. Now, like machinery, like injury from the machinery, how many incidents they have. So based on this, we will change the risk assessment. The effectiveness of operational control and emergency exercise are to evaluate the needs to modify or introduce new controls, proactive and reactive action affecting the organization OHS performance, performance of the OHS management system. Now also the competence, means the competency of the pupil. Example of what will be monitored to evaluate the fulfillment requirement include but not limited to. Like identify legal requirements, like see, when we are talking about this legal requirement evaluation, you have cranes, yes?
Yes.
You have forklift, yes?
Yes.
You have compressor, yes?
Yes.
Now, we are coming to the UAE Ministerial Order 32 of the year 1982. Article 20. Article 20 is telling us that all the lifting equipment will be inspected by third party like the crane, the forklift, and elevator after 1 year. But the elevator after 6 months. Clear? And the crane will be after crane and like a forklift will be after 1 year. Clear? Now the third party inspection certificate of this. In Article 16 of the same law, Ministerial Order 32 of the year 1982 is telling us that all the pressurized equipment should be inspected by third party approved from ENAS. ENAS means environment. ENAS, Emirates National Accreditation Services third party will be approved from them. So for the compressor, there will be third party inspection. And for the accessories, means the wire rope, shakers, will be inspected after 6 months. Yes. Do you have this requirement?
Yes, sir.
Good. So this is the evaluation. Let's see now. As per the Ministerial Order 32 and also from the OHSMS COP number 4, first aid, they will have first aid kit. Yes or no? They will have trained first aider. You have? Yes, we have. These are the evaluation for the legal requirements. Now the status of identified gaps in compliance, it includes but not limited to union implies agreements, standard and codes, corporate and other policies, rules and regulation, insurance requirements. The employers have the employer have the insurance covering for the employees. Evaluation of compliance. When we are talking about the evaluation of compliance, as we discussed already, now we are coming to the internal audit. Internal audit, the organization shall conduct internal audit at planned interval to provide information on whether the OHS management system conform to the organization's own requirement for its OHS management system. The requirement of this international standard is effectively implemented and maintained. Internal audit program. The organization shall establish, implement, and maintain an internal audit program, including the frequency, methods, responsibilities, planning requirement, and reporting of its internal audits. When establishing the internal audit program, the organization shall take into consideration the OHS importance of the process concerned, changes affecting the organization, and the result of previous audits. Like when we are conducting the previous audit, when we are conducting the internal audit or external audit, we also have to give consideration to the previous recent audits. Like what is the status of the non-conformities they arrest and what is the status they close or not.
Yes.
Now, management review. Now we are coming to the management. Now the frequency of internal audit as per the requirement, it will be conducted annually. Will be conducted
Yes.
Okay, Muhammad Yasin, I just only ask you, you talk to our coordinator, the internal auditor training or the awareness?
Only awareness.
So you can also request her to write on your training internal awareness in only the like internal auditor will be better.
Okay.
Convince her, okay? Because if you see, we discuss not only the awareness, we also discuss the how to conduct the audit. Yes. So maybe she will give you. Now, internal audit program, the organization shall establish, implement, and maintain internal audit program, including the frequency methods, responsibility planning, frequency in operation of its internal audit. When we are talking about this internal audit, the internal audit frequency will be once in a year, will be once in a year.
Yes.
But some organizations, they conduct this biannually. So both are acceptable. But Siddiqui Saab, if you have in your procedure that it will be conducted twice in a year, then you have to conduct twice. Otherwise, if you conduct once in your procedure, you have two, it will be findings, a non-conformity. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are coming to 9.3, management review. When we are talking about the management review, the frequency of management review will be once in a year. But we are conducting twice in a year. This is good. But it is requirement of the standard of ADOSH also, and also ISO 14, 45, 14, and 9001 will be conducted once in a year. Once in a year.
Yes.
But if we want to conduct twice, then we have to conduct twice. Clear? So now we are coming, what is the management? In the management review, top management will be there. So now, top management shall review the organization OHS management system at planned intervals so to ensure its continuing suitability, adequacy, and effectiveness. Adequacy means what is the requirement, they are comply with this or not. Management review input, the status of action from previous management review. Like in the previous management review, we have planned this, we will also have this. So what are the action completed or not completed? This is required. Huh? But if this is the first management review meeting, then no need for this. Change in external and internal issues that are relevant to the OHS management system, including the need and expectation of interested parties, legal requirement, other requirement, risk and opportunities, the extent to which the OHS policy and the OHS objective have been met, information on the OHS performance, including trend and incident, non-conformities, corrective action and continuing improvement, monitoring and measurement results, result of evaluation of compliance with legal requirement and other requirements, audit results, consultation and participation of workers, risk and opportunities, adequacy of resources for maintaining an effective OHS management system, relevant communication with interested parties, opportunities for continual improvement. Before this 2015, this wording was continuous improvement, but now they changed this to continual improvement. Continuous improvement means like calculation, straight line, huh? But continual means like sometime like if you see currently many organizations uh, they are importing their uh, raw material from other countries, and nowadays we have war, so um, there are obstructions to receive the raw material from the supplier on time. So the supply chain disturbed. So in this case, we cannot calculate the continuous improvement because many orders delayed. So the continuous improvement, they mean that overall they will have improved, but sometimes gaps will come up. Now management review output. The output of management review shall include decision and action related to the continuing suitability, adequacy, and effectiveness of the OHS management system in achieving its intended outcome. Continual improvement opportunities, any need for change to the OHS management system, resources needed, action if needed. Now, opportunities to improve integration of the OHS management system with other business processes, any implication for the strategic direction of the organization. Top management shall communicate the relevant output of the management review to workers and where they exist, worker representatives. The organization shall retain documented information as evident of the result of the management review. Now we are coming to the class number 10. So for the class number 9, for the class number 9.3, the management review, there will be a report for this. Management review report. And this report, like participant, like top management will be there from each department, implies representation will be there. Now, class number 10. General, non-conformity and corrective action in continual improvement. The last class, incident, non-conformities and corrective action. Now let's see. The general already done, non-conformity and corrective action. When an incident or a non-conformity occurs, the organization shall react in a timely manner to the incident or non-conformity and is applicable, take direct action to control and correct it, deal with the consequence, evaluate with the participation of worker, like 5.4, this will be there, and involvement of others, relevant interested parties, the need for corrective action to eliminate the root cause of the incident or non-conformity in order that it does not recur or occur elsewhere by reviewing the incident or non-conformity, determining cause of the incident or non-conformity, root cause like analysis should be focused on prevention and not on blame or punishment. Determining if similar incidents, non-conformity exist or could potentially occur. Review the assessment of OHS risk and risk is appropriate, as we discussed in 6.1. Determine and implement any action needed, including corrective action in accordance with the hierarchy of control and management of change. Review the effectiveness of any corrective action taken, make changes to the OHS management system if necessary, means required. Continual improvement. Now we came to the continual improvement. Before this was continuous improvement, but now continual. Objective. The organization shall continually improve the suitability, adequacy, and effectiveness of the OHS management system to prevent reoccurrence of incident and non-conformities, promote a positive occupational health and safety culture, enhance too much AC here. OHS performance, the organization shall ensure the participation of workers as appropriate in the implementation of its continual improvement objectives. Opportunities. Examples of issues to identify opportunities include, but not limited to, new technology. New technology came, people will not understand first. Then also complicated to operate. But new technologies will have continual improvement. Good practice, both internal and external to the organization, suggestion and recommendation from interested parties, new knowledge and understanding of health and safety related issues, new or improved materials, changes in worker capabilities or competence, achieving improved performance with fewer resources, simplification and streamlining. Now, continual improvement is there already. Huh? Continual improvement is more about planning and implementing strategic programs to change the company's products, services, people, and process for the better. While continuous improvement is led to the constant deliver practice and staff activities that are relentlessly devoted to removing wasted efforts and eliminating defective products, services, and process. Ensure that this class is addressed for the critical new contest on worker consultation and participation. As with other classes, this element of the standard challenge an organization to understand its safety culture and how effective the culture is. Now, we need now in this, now the class is already finished, and now we are coming to the, we are now coming to the mandatory documentation of the standard. So now, what will be in this part, we will discuss what are the mandatory documents that should be there for the implementation of the management system based on the ISO 45001-2018 standard. So, first of all, when you are doing the internal audit for any organization, first of all, you will go for the mandatory documentation, like scope of the OHSMS management system in class number 4.1. So you will make sure that the organization in the OHSMS manual, they have the scope in 4.3. Now 5.2, they have the policy, and the policy should be signed from the top management. Policy will have document number, revision number, and date of implement, like a date of development, and if it is new. If it is old, initial date will be also there. Responsibility and authority 5.3, they will have procedure. And rules and responsibility, some management representative will be also there. Now, for the 6.1, OHS process for addressing risk and opportunity 6.1.1, methodology and criteria for assessment of OHS risk. This will be also there, 6.1.2.2. Now, 6.2.2, they will have objective. So the objective procedure, and they don't have the procedure, no problem. But over there, they will have objective in management program. And for the last year, objective evaluation. And apart from this, also they will also have objective evaluation record for the last year. And apart from this, if they didn't get the objective or achieve the objective, there will be some action plan. This is also the ISO 45001-2018 standard requirement, as well as this is the requirement of OHSMS. So emergency that if objective not achieved, they will have corrective preventive action plan and will be communicated to the top management. This is a requirement. Now emergency preparedness and response procedure, and the organization have identified the scenarios, and they have drill plan also and some drill records. Now, OHS risk like they will have like the objective, let's see, the emergency will be based on this. Legal requirement, evidence of competence, evidence of communication, plan for a potential emergency situation will be based on this, huh? Now we are coming to the maintenance of calibration
Yes, sir.
means if you have some equipment and their calibration for the quality purpose and
Yes.
also for the health and safety. Compliance evaluation record. So if they have the legal register, compliance of the legal register, as we discussed there, like for the first state, there's requirement for the third party inspection requirement as per the UAE labor laws. So, and also the others requirement. Internal audit, they have the internal audit plan, internal audit report, this and certification, like competency certificate of the internal auditor. This is required. Result of management review, they have the management review in the car. Nature of incident or non-conformities, like if they have some incidents, 10.2, and what is the incident report, and what is the action plan for the incidents. In communication of the incidents to the stakeholders, means particularly the implies. Result of any action and corrective action, including their effectiveness. 10.2. This for the incidents. Evidence of result of continual improvement. Now, non-mandatory. These documents are good, but it's not mandatory. Procedure for determining context of the organization. But this is not like mandatory. Manual, they don't have manual, no need. If they have, okay. Not have, no, okay. Procedure for consultation participation of workers. Procedure for hazard identification and risk assessment. They don't have the risk assessment procedure, but they have the risk register. That's okay, acceptable. Now, procedure for identification of legal requirement, but the legal register they will have. Communication procedure. Procedure for document record retention procedure. They have or no? That's not mandatory, but still they will have better. Operational planning and control. Management of change procedure. If they don't have, no need, but they have to maintain. Monitoring, measurement, analysis. They don't have procedure, no need. But like see, you are working with the client, then the non-mandatory also you will have to take because the standard not required from you, but your client needs this from you. So still
Yes.
you have to take care. Yes,
Yes, sir.
this is important. Monitoring, measurement, analysis, compliance evaluation you will have for this. Now procedure for internal audit. You don't have internal audit procedure, but you have the audit report, it's okay. But maybe your client will have. Management review, you don't have procedure, but you have the management review record, is enough. Incident investigation, you don't have the procedure, but you have the record, is enough. But the corrective preventive action. Now, procedure for management of non-conformities and corrective action. For this, you will have procedure. Now, continual improvement procedure better if you have. You have any question, please?
No.
If you have any question, let me know. Please.
No.
No question, no question.
No.
Yes, I will upload on the YouTube channel. So still, if you have any question, you can put there. Okay, and I will share with you the standard. Okay.